Good evening, good evening, good evening, folks. Welcome to the last preload for the evening. Another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. Pardon. First off, folks, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill, folks. Please read the article. Share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to use your headphones. Trigger warning 2. Excuse me. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised. Alright, where we left off. The FDA disagrees. The Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment prohibits states from denying citizens equal protection of the laws. In other words, that's the ADA part of the law, folks, where you don't get to discriminate against us for employment or anything else due to the fact that we are disabled. Okay? As the commenter notes, citing Tennessee versus Lane 541 U.S. 509 2004, this generally requires similarly situated people to be treated alike, and the classifications based on disability must have rational relationship to a legitimate government purpose to pass constitutional muster. So essentially, kids, this means pretty much the exact opposite of what the JRC's tried to say here. Because the kids at the JRC can be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt to not being treated equally as the other disabled people in other states and different community-based or facility-based programs. We can prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay? So your reverse Uno didn't work. Because we can prove that you treat those kids different than I was treated. As the kids at Rivendell, like my little nephew, is treated. Like the people that go through Nova, Burl, Ark, Easter Seals are treated. Okay? Their right to be protected from unreasonable risk and harm has been violated with impunity. Ours have not. So, your reverse Uno is see-through. You are projecting in a way that's insane. And everybody who is actually sane can see right through it. The FDA notes that although the 14th Amendment applies to the states, the courts have applied the same equal protection analysis to federal government via the states. The courts applied the same equal protection analysis to the federal government via the Fifth Amendment. See Buckley versus Valeo. 424 U.S. 1-93 1976 Weinberger and Weisenfeld, 420 U.S. 636, 638 into 1975. The equal protection analysis is not applicable to this ban. Thank you. Thank you. Even trying to make that argument, for the love of God, JRC, you really need to stop smoking crack. The FDA is banning a particular device defined in part by its intended use, which is literally why the FDA exists. Literally, why it exists. The FDA is not classifying individuals on the basis of any disabilities or applying its laws any differently to anyone on the basis of their disability or the severity of their disability. In other words, we are not defining any form of disability here, nor are we discriminating against any person. We are using our authority as a federal department given to us by the feds to protect kids from a device that has demonstratively and beyond a shadow of a doubt been proven to cause unreasonable risk or harm. That's not discriminating against anyone. In fact, I would argue to use those devices against the most vulnerable of their population is the true violation of human and civil rights that's going on here. According to the commenter's logic, FDA would violate the Equal Protection Clause, for example, every time we approve a drug or device for a subpopulation of a larger patient population, or when we deny expansion of approval of a drug approved for a subpopulation to a larger patient population, which is clearly not so. In conclusion, folks, and I know this is going to make this particular video a little bit short, FDA is saying what I'm saying. Stop smoking crack. Crack is bad for you. The only people who are discriminating against people with disabilities, the only people who are denying us our human and civil rights, the only ones who are denying our federal and state protections that are guaranteed to us by law is you, JRC. You. And you can throw money around all you want to. You can buy all the judges on planet Earth. But it doesn't change the facts. I'm all about facts. I'm all about evidence. These receipts have receipts. Video surveillance, ER documents, witness testimony backed up with those ER documents, backed up by what is considered current standard of care in regards to people who are neurodivergent, what the success rates are for those alternative treatments that are literally used every goddamn where else. Yeah, all of that says you're full of shit. And as for you saying, but it's just this most severe subpopulation that nothing else works on, again, you cannot tell me, look me in the eye and tell me with your full chest that nobody is as severe as the poor souls who get stuck on that human shock collar at the JRC. There are millions of people all over the world who are neurodivergent. There are many of those individuals who deal with issues, troubling issues, with SIB or AB. I know. I worked in the field. I covered 25% of my state as an advocacy specialist for the Missouri Department of Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities. 25%. Are you really going to try to look me in the eye and tell me that during that entire time when I was working in that position, that I never came across anyone that having near the problems as those kids? Are you really trying to tell the global community that there is nowhere in all the world anyone that is quote unquote severe with these behaviors as the kids at the JRC? Because the math isn't mathing. Okay? We can prove those alternative treatments and programs work. We've got data going back 30 years, some even longer than that. Okay? If you're trying to tell me that out of all those people, with all those different treatment programs out there, that they're just obviously not severe as the kids that we deal with, please, for the love of God, put down the crack pipe. We're going to close out on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Now, I have a croissant in there that is calling my name, and it is about 2 hours till football, folks. I apologize in advance for the insufferable fangirl I'm going to be till February. Bye-bye, everyone.